Okay. All right, let's start this over again. The court calls cause number 323-124-869-25, styled in the matter of Jalen DeMarlon Williams. We're here for a hearing under 54.11 of the Texas Family Code on a parole transfer hearing. The court will take judicial notice of the court's file and all of its contents. These proceedings are being conducted remotely via Zoom. The presiding judge of this court is physically inside the courtroom. Mr. Willett, Ms. Terrio, representing the child and the state, are remote. Ms. Francis, representing the Texas Juvenile Justice Department, which will be a witness in this case, is also logged in remotely. And the person, Jalen Williams, is appearing remotely from the custody of the Hidalgo County Sheriff in Hidalgo County, Texas. All right, so Mr. Williams, previously you were in this court and you had a hearing in front of me. I found you delinquent for the felony offense of aggravated robbery. I committed you to the Texas Juvenile Justice Department for a period of 10 years. I probated that commitment for a period of 10 years. And then 8 months later, at a separate hearing, I found that you violated your probation and I committed you to the Texas Juvenile Justice Department for a period of 7 years. And that was through an agreement. That you had asked me to revoke your probation and commit you for 7 years instead of the potential 10 years. Since committing you to the Texas Juvenile Justice Department on December 18th of 2025, you have been in the custody of TJJD, and TJJD has sent me a letter requesting me to hold a hearing to make a determination on whether I should be transferring you to the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, which is our adult prison system, or if I should parole you into the community under supervision. Right? And that's what this hearing is for. I had told you about that hearing last December when I committed you that you and I would see each other again because of your age. I would make a determination on whether you should be paroled or transferred. I would look at everything that you did while you were at TJJD, and that if you did well and you're rehabilitated, I would transfer you. I would parole you. If you were not doing well and you were still a danger to our community, I would transfer you to TDC to complete the remainder of your sentence. I did also remind you that there's no offense so serious that I would not parole you, including an aggravated robbery. I have paroled children for capital murder, as well as lesser offenses. I'm looking for rehabilitation, more importantly than anything else. All right, so the purpose of the hearing is for me to make a determination. This is what's called a discretionary decision. The law doesn't really force me one way or another to parole you or to transfer you. What the law says is me, as the judge of this juvenile court, to make the decision I think is appropriate, but my decision must be based on several factors. I must base my decision on the experiences and character of you before and after commitment to the Texas Juvenile Justice Department. I must consider the nature of the penal offense that you were found to have committed. I must consider the abilities of you to contribute to the society. I must consider the protection of the victim of the offense or any member of the victim's family. I must consider the recommendations of the Texas Juvenile Justice Department, the County Juvenile Board, local juvenile probation department, and prosecuting attorney. I must consider the best interests of you, and I must consider any other factor relevant to the issue to be decided. After considering those factors, then I will make my decision, at which point, at the conclusion of the hearing, I can either order you returned to the custody of the Texas Juvenile Justice Department with approval for release or without approval for release, or I could transfer you directly to TDC. Right? If I do return you to the custody of the Texas Juvenile Justice Department, I can order you held in the custody of the Tarrant County Sheriff until that date. So, Mitch Williams, do you have any questions for me so far?
No, sir.
All right. Now, because there is no agreement in this matter, you will have a right to appeal. I will orally advise you of that right to appeal at the end of this hearing. There will be a written copy, which your attorney will mail you. Actually, Mr. Willett, we'll just mail it directly to him, to the Hidalgo County Sheriff. But that notice will be provided to you in writing. All right, Ms. Terrio, anything further before we proceed?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Willett?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mysterio, your first witness.
The state will call Tiffany Francis.
All right, Ms. Francis, if you can raise your right hand. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give at this cause currently in trial, you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, Mysterio, please proceed when you're ready.
Ms. Francis, how are you currently employed?
Through Texas Juvenile Justice Department,
And what is your role with the Texas Juvenile Department?
a court liaison.
Okay. And as part of that role, or is it your job to come and testify in court proceedings such as today?
Yes.
And are you here today to present the recommendation of the Texas Juvenile Justice Department with regards to release or parole in reference to Mr. Jalen Williams?
Yes.
Okay. And do you see Mr. Williams on the Zoom call?
Yes.
Okay. And can you just identify him by some type of article of clothing he's wearing?
He's wearing a orange shirt.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that the witness has identified the respondent?
It shall so reflect.
And in preparation of court today, was a master file containing Mr. Williams' records along with a recommendation for the court created?
Yes.
And was that copy provided to all parties in this proceeding?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state and the respondent's attorney have agreed to stipulate to Petitioner's Exhibit 1 for all purposes and 1A for record purposes only, at which time we submit to the court.
You so stipulate, Mr. Willett?
I do.
All right, the court will admit Petitioner's Exhibit 1 for all purposes and 1A for record-keeping purposes only.
All right. Ms. Francis, when did Mr. Williams, well, let me stop this. Texas Juvenile Justice Department, is that abbreviated as TJJD?
Yes.
Okay. At what point did TJJD take custody of Mr. Williams?
He was admitted to TJJD on March the 5th of 2026.
Okay. And how long did he remain in the custody of TJJD?
He's been here in TJJD custody for approximately 4 months.
And was there an incident that occurred that required the body of Mr. Williams to be taken to out of your present custody?
Yes.
And what happened?
He on April the 30th of 2026, he was arrested and taken to Hidalgo County Jail for harassment of a public servant.
And is he currently charged with that in Hidalgo County now?
Yes.
And is he currently in the custody of Hidalgo County Sheriff?
Yes.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about his time at TJJD. He was there for approximately 2 months?
Yes.
Okay. And in that time, how many documented incidences did he have on record?
86 incidents.
Okay. And how many minor rule violations and how many major rule violations?
He had 14 major rule violations.
I guess the remaining would be
And the
minor.
remainder would be minor.
Okay. Let's see. I'm sorry. For the major rule violations, not to go through all of them, but what were some of the things that Mr. Williams did while he was in TJJD that was so disruptive?
He was chunking bodily fluids, exposure, assault of the youth, masturbation, and fleeing apprehensive.
Okay. And the bodily fluids, were they multiple kinds of bodily fluids?
Yes.
Okay. Did you try to correct Mr. Williams's behavior by placing him in the redirect program?
Yes.
And when was that done?
April the 2nd of 2026.
And how long was he in that program?
He remained there until he was arrested, April the 30th of 2026.
Okay. Was Mr. Williams also part of the egregious behavior protocol?
Yes.
And what exactly is that?
The egregious behavior protocol is youth are placed on a safety plan while learning new skills that can be applied to the future and how they can handle stressors.
And I'm gonna back up just a second. I mentioned it and didn't ask, what is the redirect program?
The Redirect program is a high-structured therapeutic intervention. It's designed to address the treatment and safety needs of a youth.
Um, can you talk a little bit about what the stages are at TJJD and what they mean?
Yes, there are 5 stages at TJJD. Um, So stage 1 is pre-contemplation stage of change and focuses on maintaining safe behavior and following basic rules. Stage 2 is contemplation stage of change, and it focuses on cooperative behaviors, attending programming and completing assignments. Stage 3 is a stage of change and actively engage in specialized treatment. Stage 4 is an action or maintenance stage of change, and and a youth have demonstrated a reduction in criminality needs. And then they take on the responsibilities of leadership roles and leadership roles amongst their peers. And then we have a stage complete, whereas they're able to maintain all 4 stages. They stay at a stage of complete until they are released from TJJD and their program
And
is complete.
and did Mr. Williams, he was part of this program, correct?
Correct.
And what stage did Mr. Williams reach?
He did not promote past the stage 1.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I heard that, Ms. Francis. So he did not leave stage 1?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Um, we had mentioned earlier that you came with a recommendation to the court as to whether Mr. Williams should be released or transferred. Is that correct?
Correct.
And what is TJJD's recommendation?
TJJ's recommendation is to transfer him to Corrections of Institution Division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Willett, cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Francis, a couple questions with him. So he only spent a couple of months in your custody, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. And it sounds like maybe right from the beginning there were some issues with his being there, correct?
yes.
Okay. Do you know, does he have any mental health issues that needed to be addressed?
Yes. He have a history of ADHD, um, and other mental health illnesses.
Okay. At some point, has he had in his evaluation stated that, like, for example, he sees things that maybe are not there?
Yes.
Okay. Um, was any of those issues ever addressed? I know it was really short amount of time, but was any of his mental health issues addressed during that period?
He was able to see a psychiatrist, he received psychiatric services while he was in TJJD.
Okay. Do you believe that any of his mental illness or mental issues have anything to do with his behavior while he's been there?
It's fair to say,
That it could be?
yes, that it could be.
Okay. And I'm just trying to make sure I've got it right. So he actually didn't get to um to TJJD until March 5th of 2026, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And then it was not even what, April, I believe April 30th, and he was out.
Yes,
So roughly 2 months he was there.
yes,
Um, and you believe that that was enough time to assess that he is not going to be successful at TJGT and needs to be transferred?
yes.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Terry, your next witness.
We have no other witnesses, Your Honor. State rest.
Mr. Willett.
Your Honor, I would call Jalen Williams.
All right, Mr. Williams, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give at this cause currently in trial, you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Can you repeat that?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Now, you can lower your hand. Couple things I want to go over with you. Do you understand that you do have certain rights at this hearing? You have the absolute right to remain silent. You do not have to say anything at all. No one can compel you. Your attorney, myself, the sheriff there that's guarding you right now, no one can force you to testify or say anything. That's among the other rights that you have. You also have the right to cross-examine any witness through your attorney. You can present evidence and argument through your attorney, which is what the process we're at now. And you have the right to an attorney throughout this whole process. Mr. Willett has been your attorney on this case. So I just want to make sure that you understand that if you choose not to testify, that's absolutely your right. No one will hold that fact against you. If you choose to testify, that you also are making yourself available to cross-examination because the state of Texas, through their district attorney, has the right to cross-examine you as well. So do you understand that you can't just start testifying and then later on, if you feel uncomfortable, stop testifying because you don't like what's being said, the questions being asked, or what direction the cross-examination is going? Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And knowing that, do you wish to testify in this matter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And no one's forcing you to give up this right to remain silent, are they?
No.
Okay. No one's like bribed you to do this or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Is this a voluntary decision for you to give up this right and to testify?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you do understand that by testifying, you're opening yourself and subjecting yourself to cross-examination.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Mr. Willett, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Jalen, the reason I wanted to talk to you about this, I want to give you a chance to kind of explain things, is you do understand what they're trying to do here. They're trying to send you to the adult system, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess my question is, because you've only been there a couple of months, I mean, do you want to stay in the juvenile system or do you just want to be transferred into the adult system?
I want to stay in juvenile.
Okay. And the reason I'm asking is that because I'm going through the reports they have with you, and some of the things that flat out says is that you have lacked a lack of pro-social responsibility, and actually you like to inflict harm on others, indicating a lack of empathy and insight. In other words, you're doing all the things you're doing because you enjoy that. Is that a true assessment of what you're doing?
No.
Okay, so why are you having so many problems at TJJD? You've only been there 2 months.
I don't know.
Okay, well, is it some kind of, I mean, do you feel like the programs aren't working for you? Do you feel like it's a system that it doesn't work for what your needs are?
The facility I was in, yeah.
Okay, and how so?
Hold on one second. You said the facility I was in, yeah.
Like
So the
in
court order just
Evans.
missed that.
In Evans.
Yeah, so was it not working for you?
Because when I got there, I was in my room for every day. I never came out my room.
Okay, was that by choice or by the fact that they kept you there?
I was on extreme caution plan.
Okay, and what was the reason for that?
Because I hit a staff in Brownwood.
Okay, can you understand why they would say there was extreme caution?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and obviously there's a lot of, I mean, you had 86 violations in a matter of 2 months. You realize that's a lot.
Yes.
Okay, and I guess from the judge's standpoint, he's got to look out for both your interest and also the interest of the public. So why would it be a good thing to keep you on probation and not just send you to the adult system at this point?
I don't know.
Okay, I mean, do you have any assurances that you can act right and do what you need to do if you end up going back to TJJD?
Yes.
Okay, and how is that? Tell me what you're going to do different.
Control my emotions.
Okay, Were you taking classes to do that?
In a way,
Okay, because it says you never got past level 1 on the redirection program. Is that right?
yes,
How come?
I wasn't there long enough. It takes a month for a level.
Okay. So do you feel like maybe you hadn't been at TJG long enough to really benefit from the programs?
I think I haven't been there long enough to um correct my actions.
Okay. Because you realize this is a pretty serious transfer. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you think that you could be successful now if you were given a second chance.
I know I can.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Terrio, cross-examination.
Mr. Williams, my name is Jessica. If I ask you something or I talk too fast, let me know and I can repeat it, okay? Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You remember when you were in court and you were talking to Judge Kim and he put you on probation, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you remember the conversation you had with him, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then do you remember coming to court when you violated your probation and judge talked to you before he sent you to TJJD, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did he tell you?
He told me, TJ is another chance to prove him wrong, and I already proved him right.
Okay. And what did he tell you about your 19th birthday?
I would have to come to court to talk to him.
Okay. But did he talk to you about how you were going to act at TJJD?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what did he tell you about that?
Um, to act right?
Okay. Did you act right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Why? Why did you choose to throw your bodily fluids on people? Why did you do that?
Reacting off emotions.
Okay. Are you saying you can't help yourself? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm saying it's hard
It is hard, but would you agree with me that you're perfectly capable of restraining yourself? Is that right?
at times.
Okay. When you were out here at Kimbo, was there a point in time where you were acting up in detention?
After I signed a TJ.
Right, but I mean before that. But remember when you tried to do your plea and they wouldn't let you because you were acting up in Kimbo? You remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And what did you have to do before Judge Kim would give you probation?
But
You had to
maintain.
act right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you did it, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
You got on a level 1-0, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
You kept it. Isn't that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. You rocked it. And guess what you got?
Probation.
Got probation. That's right. So I need you to explain to me why, for the first 2 months that you were in that TJJD, that you chose to act like you did. Why did you do that?
I felt like I didn't have nothing to live for
Okay.
because I don't know. I just felt like um, I don't know. I felt like there was no point in me being good at the time.
Okay. So you understand that Judge Kim has given you multiple chances, and every single time you've thrown it in his face. You realize that's what you've done, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So why do we keep trying?
I don't know.
Have you ever heard the phrase actions speak louder than words? Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think your actions say?
That I don't care.
Right? And has Judge Kim ever told you that at some point in time, as a man, you say something, people are going to start believing you?
Yes, ma'am.
right? Do you think the same thing, your actions are the same thing?
Yes, ma'am.
House witness, Your Honor.
Redirect?
Just briefly, Jalen, so you believe that at this point, though, things would be different because you have been on level 1O before. Do you think you can get there again?
Yes.
Okay. And you can promise the court that that's you'll make the very best effort to do that?
Yes, I can.
Okay. That's all my questions, Your Honor.
Recross?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Willis, your next witness.
We rest, Your Honor.
Ms. Terrio, rebuttal?
No, Your Honor.
Closing arguments?
Your Honor, I understand that Jalen is sorry. I get that. But as I mentioned, actions speak louder than words. And there's only so many times that, you can bite the hand that feeds you. So we're going to ask that you follow the recommendation of the Texas Juvenile Justice Department and transfer Mr. Williams to TDC.
Mr. Willett?
Your Honor, I realize you have given him a couple different opportunities here. I would like to point out he still is only 16 or I think about to turn 17. He's only been there for 2 months. We would ask that he get a second chance at least to try to complete the programs that he has. Like I said, he still is pretty young. Hopefully this time he's learned. He is capable, obviously, of being on level 1O and doing what he's supposed to. I think he was just a little frustrated and felt like everything was going against him when he first got there. And I believe that if he is given a second chance, he will do better this time.
Thank you. So this court, having considered all the competent evidence, having considered the experiences and character of the person before and after commitment to the Texas Juvenile Justice Department, having considered the nature of the penal offense that the person was found to have committed, and the manner in which the offense was committed, having considered the abilities of the person to contribute to society, having considered the protection of the victim of the offense or any member of the victim's family, having considered the recommendations of the Texas Juvenile Justice Department, the County Juvenile Board, local juvenile probation department, and prosecuting attorney, having considered the best interests of the person, and having considered any other factor relevant to the issue to be decided, will order the transfer of the person to the custody of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for the completion of the remainder of the person's sentence. Right. Mr. Williams, I always take the time to explain why I make the decisions. I feel like many judges do not, and I think that's an important part of being a judge. I just want to recap to you what my thought process is so you understand why I'm transferring you to TDC. This started out with the aggravated robbery, where it was the local 7-Eleven where you went in, somebody that you knew, they had your phone number, you had communicated with them before, you pulled out a gun, you not only robbed them, but you pistol whipped them before running off. Then I placed you on probation, and I specifically said I was not inclined to honor the agreement that your attorney worked out. I told you that I thought it was unlikely for you to successfully complete probation until your attitude changes. I told you that similar youths to you end up missing the minimum period of confinement and being transferred early before their, well, in your case would be 3 years for the parole transfer hearing before your 19th birthday. I told you that you're not entitled to a jury on the motion to modify probation, and it's possible to be committed to TJJD for 10 years and possibly transferred to TDC for the full 10 years. You told me you still wanted probation. I placed you on probation. As a condition of probation, I sent you to TYRC for rehab. You failed out of there. And then you picked up a family violence case that violated your probation, at which your attorney worked out a deal for only 7 years instead of the full 10. I honored that, but I told you that unless you make big changes in your attitude and your behavior, you would end up being transferred to TDC. Now we're here just a handful of months later, I guess 7 months later, at that hearing. Not only did you pick up this constantly getting assaultive with other residents at TJJD, you're also assaulting staff. You threw feces and bodily fluids at other people and staff while at TJJD. You have not participated. You're not only not rehabilitating in TJJD, but you're also interfering with other youth that are committed to TJJD from their rehabilitation path. And that is why they're asking me to transfer you, and that is why I am transferring you. It's one thing to give you a chance to do better on your own, but when you're actively preventing other kids who want to get better and to do better, and you're interfering with their progress, then that's not fair to them. And so, unfortunately, the law provides, and this is the situation for people who just cannot or are not willing to rehabilitate, or interfering with other people rehabilitating, is basically just to lock them up without rehabilitation, just to remove you from our society. So I did want to warn you, this is a 3G offense of the aggravated robbery. That means under Texas statute, you are not eligible for parole. Now, there is a mandatory release at 50% of time. However, I do know on these minimal sentences, Mr. Willett, you may be able to advise your client better. There's a lot of servals where they're just requiring everyone to serve their full time, even without the mandatory release. So it is possible for you to do the full 7 years, but you cannot do less than 3.5. That is not possible by law. All right. Hopefully you have a change of attitude when you go there. The adult prison system is much rougher than the juvenile system. And so hopefully you make better decisions. Mr. Williams, nothing would please me more than several years from now, I meet you on the street at Kroger or at Walmart, and you tell me that life is good and things are going well. And I hope you understand eventually where I'm coming from on this. Because there was no agreement, you do have a right to appeal. I'm advising you this in writing or orally on the record. If you cannot afford an attorney for appeal, Mr. Williams, I will provide one for you. The court will mail you a copy of the certification of right to appeal in writing to your address in Hidalgo County Jail. Mr. Willett, you don't have a problem with us mailing directly, do you?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further for the record, Ms. Terrio?
From the state, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Willett?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Williams, I do hope you make better changes for your life and better decisions. This will be the order of the court. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.